the app is really careful to not show a paywall with like all three options at the same time. But what was the thinking as you started to work toward fitting this demand curve?
It was pretty organic. So like, I wish I could say, we had this graphic and like, the company sort of laddered into this strategy very intentionally. I think it was more of an organic process of launching one subscription, seeing how it does, figuring out what are the things that people really value in that bundle, what's the next level that you can provide someone. And so for a very long time, it was basically Tinder Plus plus Tinder Gold. And then Tinder Platinum came after looking and saying, actually, there are people that are spending a lot. One of the interesting things behind Platinum was people would spend more if they could get more utility. We weren't hitting the limit of what they wanted to spend. They were hitting the limit of what Tinder could do for them. And so, coming up with a product that met their needs was important. And then for the microtransactions, it was largely about like, how can we create things that enable people to match more effectively? Boost is similar to the boost on LinkedIn, where your profile gets seen more by people in the ecosystem. Super like is the ability to send someone a like that's differentiated. And so when you send someone a super like versus a regular like, they're 3 times more likely to match with you. And then there were a bunch of other microtransaction products that Tinder has tried along the way, some of which have stuck, some of which haven't. So it's a really organic, very experimental process. I think one of the interesting things about Tinder, I don't know if this is still the case, but it used to be that Tinder had more SKUs in the Apple App Store than any other app, because Tinder would test out $7.99, $8.99, $9.99 for Tinder Plus, and then other price points for Tinder Gold, and then other price points for boosts, and then bundles of boosts and super likes. And so there were literally hundreds and hundreds of different SKUs available because of all the testing. And then all that testing would get multiplied by different locations. And so if you're in, the pricing is going to be different in the UK versus in South America versus in the US.